As a Greek Muslim, especially early on, I experienced a lot of questions and a lot of antagonism regarding becoming a Muslim because I was Greek, especially because I was Greek. And I would be interested to find out how many of you have gone through the same thing. Now, what I'm talking about is disloyalty, that idea that if you are not a Greek Orthodox Greek, then you are no longer Greek. And many people were adamant, have been adamant, that you absolutely cannot become a Muslim and still continue to maintain your Greek ethnicity, which is ridiculous because ethnicity and religion have nothing to do with each other. The biggest part of that is, okay, well, Greeks weren't always Greek Orthodox. Greeks used to be pagans. They used to be polytheists, right? Remember the 12 gods, Zeus, Aphrodite, all of those? So how do you explain that? How do you explain Socrates, the famous philosopher, or Alexander the Great, which, I've investigated into it, and I'm convinced that he was Greek. So for people who think he was Greek, he wasn't a Christian. Wasn't he Greek also? So for him to be Greek, he would have had to be Orthodox, therefore he wasn't Greek? Aristotle, a polymath and a philosopher, and many, many other things. Does it disqualify him as being Greek because he wasn't a Greek Orthodox? What about Pythagoras, a famous mathematician who came up with a Pythagorean theorem? What about Archimedes? Remember Eureka? What about him? Not Greek either, because he was ancient Greek, a pagan, a polytheist, and therefore disqualified as a Greek? That makes no sense at all. Or does the clock start with Jesus? Is that when it starts? Because Jesus wasn't Greek either, although there are some people who think his mom, peace be upon her, was a Greek in hiding. There is no evidence to support that at all. The fact was that that area where where Jesus was born was by Greeks, and yeah, there is a chance that he probably did speak a little bit of Greek or knew a few words in Greek, but it's definitely a fact that he spoke Aramaic and Hebrew, and he taught Hebrew in the temple. So there's no evidence to support that he was Greek. Okay, so if the clock starts at that point, are you aware of the fact that at that time all the Greeks were pagans and polytheists, and they didn't subscribe to a monotheistic religion? And are you also aware that especially since the Byzantine times, for hundreds and hundreds of years, it is estimated that the Byzantines killed about 20 million ethnic Greeks in that area of Anatolia, modern-day Turkey, Western Turkey. So it's estimated that they killed around 20 million ethnic Greeks over a period of several centuries. Why are you so stuck on being Greek Orthodox then? Because your conquerors, or the people that were in control of that area at the time, killed you in the millions to force you to become Greek Orthodox. Does that mean you weren't Greek before? Or it made you Greek once you became a Christian? You have to make it make sense. Because I have never actually met a Greek person that is a practicing of Greek Orthodoxy Christianity. Never have I met one. I've met quite a few who subscribe to going to church occasionally. I've never met one that owns a Bible. I've been to many houses in Greece that have these little icons and candles and stuff that they light, pray to all these saints and Jesus and his mom and all of that. But I have never met an actual practicing Greek Orthodox person. What exactly does that mean if you're a Greek Orthodox practicing person? Inquiring minds would like to know. And so my concern isn't with being loyal. And I'm sure whoever converts to Islam, they're not concerned with being loyal to their, these ideas that they have in the culture, which is what that is. It's a cultural thing. But my the most important thing for me is my existence. What's the reason for my existence? And what's going to happen to me in the afterlife? Now, granted, only God knows what will happen to us in the afterlife. But having found a religion that appeals to my logic, and then I have the faith, I'm not going to let it go just because I have to be loyal to some idea. Okay? Because my existence and my afterlife are far more important than that, than my culture. Far more important. So the reason I converted to Islam is because I finally found something that appealed to my... rely on. So, having had the questions and having approached teachers and priests to find out the questions, find out the answers to my questions, and even reading books, that did not appeal to my common sense. In Christianity, you're constantly told to go with your faith. I cannot just go on my faith. I have to use my mind. And if it doesn't make sense in my mind, I cannot follow that. So I suggest if you have questions, you can feel free to DM below. If you have nothing to offer except negativity, please stay away because your comments will get deleted. But if you have any legitimate questions, I'd be happy to try to answer them. My brother-in-law is an imam, a sheikh. He's very well versed in Islam. So I have a source, a direct source that I trust to ask questions from. But also I've read quite a bit, so I'm, with the basics. I'm familiar with the basics, basically. Okay, so hopefully we can continue this discussion. I find it very interesting. And I hope that we can have this group. But as always, in order for this algorithm to push it out and find other people that are Greek and are also struggling or trying to find answers, you have to like, share, subscribe, even engage in the comment section in order to help the channel to find others that feel that they're missing something, that they want to find people that are just like them. Anyway, I'll see you again soon. Assalamu alaikum.